Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into the incredible world of newborn babies. Get ready to uncover some unbelievable facts, fascinating quirks, and essential tips that will make you see these tiny humans in a whole new light. Whether you're a parent, an expecting one, or just curious about babies, this video is for you. Let's jump right in. Did you know that newborns have over 70 reflexes? That's right. These reflexes are survival mechanisms they're born with. For example, the Moro reflex, also known as the startle reflex, makes a baby fling their arms out when they feel like they're falling. Another one is the rooting reflex, which helps them find a nipple for feeding when you gently stroke their cheek. These reflexes are nature's way of ensuring they adapt to life outside the womb. But here's a twist. Most of these reflexes disappear by the time they're 6 months old. Isn't that amazing? Newborns have more bones than adults. Can you guess how many? A whopping 300. Over time, some of these bones fuse together, leaving us with the 206 bones we have as adults. For example, the bones in their skull are soft and flexible to help them pass through the birth canal. This is why you'll notice those soft spots on their heads, called fontanelles. Parents, don't worry. This is completely normal and will close up as they grow. Quick tip: be gentle when handling a baby's head and neck. Support is key since their neck muscles are still developing. Babies don't cry tears for the first few weeks. Yes, they'll scream and wail to let you know they're hungry, tired, or uncomfortable. But their tear ducts are still developing, so no actual tears are produced. Around 3 to 4 weeks, you'll start to notice those first little drops. Speaking of crying, here's a pro tip for new parents. It's completely okay to take a breather when the crying gets overwhelming. A few moments of calm can help you respond better to your baby's needs. Remember, a crying baby doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Newborns can recognize their mother's voice right after birth. Studies have shown that while in the womb, babies start hearing around the 18th week of pregnancy, and by the time they're born, they're already familiar with their mother's voice. Isn't that heartwarming? Fun fact: they're also drawn to high-pitched voices, which is why we instinctively talk to them in a sing-song tone. It's called infant-directed speech, and it helps them learn language faster. Newborns can't see very far, only about 8 to 12 inches away. But don't worry, that's just enough distance to see your face while feeding. Over the first few months, their vision will improve, and they'll start recognizing colors and shapes. Tip: engage your baby with high-contrast toys or patterns. Black and white designs are particularly fascinating to them in the early weeks. Here's a surprising one. Newborns actually sleep a lot, up to 16 to 17 hours a day. But, and here's the catch, they sleep in short bursts of 2 to 4 hours. This means you'll need to adjust your sleep schedule as a parent, at least in the first few months. Pro tip: when possible, sleep when your baby sleeps. And consider sharing nighttime duties with your partner to avoid burnout. Did you know that a baby's sense of smell is highly developed at birth? In fact, they can recognize their mother's scent within just a few days. This is why skin-to-skin contact is so important right after birth. It helps with bonding and even stabilizes the baby's heart rate and temperature. If you're a new parent, take the time to hold your baby close. It's not just comforting for them, it's incredibly rewarding for you too. Here's a fun one. Newborns have taste buds all over their mouth, not just on their tongue. While they're only tasting breast milk or formula for now, these extra taste buds start disappearing as they grow. So technically, babies are expert tasters right from birth. Pro tip for breastfeeding moms: your diet can slightly influence the flavor of your milk, introducing your baby to a variety of tastes early on. Lastly, newborns are incredible learners. Their brains are forming new connections at an astonishing rate, about 1 million neural connections per second in the first year. This is why engaging with your baby through talking, singing, and reading is so important. It's never too early to start. And remember, don't stress about doing everything perfectly. What matters most is that your baby feels loved and cared for. Baby's hair may change color. That's right. The hair your baby is born with isn't necessarily the hair they'll keep. Many newborns lose their hair within the first few months, and when it grows back, it could be a completely different color or texture. This is all thanks to hormonal changes and genetics. Fun tip: use a gentle baby brush to keep their scalp healthy and encourage hair growth. Newborns can't sweat. Their sweat glands aren't fully developed at birth, so they rely on other mechanisms to regulate their body temperature. This is why it's important to dress them appropriately for the weather and avoid overheating. Pro tip: use layers. It's easier to remove or add a layer depending on the temperature. Babies are born with the ability to swim. While they're not ready for swimming lessons, they have a natural reflex called the swimming reflex that makes them move their arms and legs in water and hold their breath. However, this reflex fades around 4 to 6 months of age. Reminder: always supervise your baby around water, even if they seem comfortable. Newborn stomachs are tiny, about the size of a marble on the first day. This is why they need to be fed frequently, usually every 2 to 3 hours. Over time, their stomach capacity grows, allowing for longer stretches between feedings. Pro tip: keep track of feeding times and amounts to ensure your baby is getting enough nutrition. Babies have a unique fingerprint by the time they're born. These patterns start forming as early as 10 weeks into pregnancy. Isn't it amazing how every baby's fingerprints are completely one of a kind? Fun tip: take prints of your baby's hands and feet as a keepsake. It's a precious memory to cherish. Babies don't feel ticklish until around 6 months of age. This is because the part of their brain that processes tickling sensations develops later. So if your newborn doesn't laugh when you tickle their tiny toes, don't worry, they'll get there. Pro tip: use gentle massage and touch to bond with your newborn until they're ready for tickles. Babies have a natural instinct to grip. If you've ever placed your finger in a newborn's palm, you've likely felt them hold on tight. This is called the palmar grasp reflex, and it's incredibly strong for their tiny size. Fun fact: this reflex is believed to be an evolutionary trait from when our ancestors' babies had to cling to their mothers. Newborns can hear even better than adults in some ways. While their hearing isn't fully developed, they're particularly tuned in to high-pitched sounds and can pick up nuances in voices that we might miss. This helps them bond with caregivers. Pro tip: talk and sing to your baby often. It's soothing for them and helps strengthen your connection. Newborns can experience REM sleep right away. In fact, they spend about 50% of their sleep in the REM phase, which is associated with dreaming and brain development. This is one of the reasons why babies move or twitch in their sleep. Pro tip: create a calming bedtime routine to help your baby transition into restful sleep. Babies are born with a higher number of taste receptors than adults. While they primarily experience sweet and bitter tastes, their sensitivity to flavors evolves as they grow and start trying different foods. Fun idea: when they're ready for solids, introduce a variety of healthy flavors to expand their palate. Babies can't shiver to stay warm. Instead, they rely on brown fat, a special type of fat that helps generate heat. This is why it's so important to keep them bundled up in cooler weather. Pro tip: layer your baby's clothing appropriately and always check their body temperature to ensure they're comfortable. Wow, wasn't that a journey through some fascinating baby facts? We hope you enjoyed learning with us today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.